Well, let's start with that one.
Yeah, Nathaniel. So Nathaniel asks, what are the main parallels between Christianity and jiu-jitsu that caused you to take up the name Dojo? Great question. It was funny when I was in Japan and I was telling people I had this hat on, and I was telling people what I do when I meet them, and they got it immediately in Japan. Oh, Disciple Dojo, because dojo is just the Japanese word for school, for instructional place, like where you go to learn. And so the concept of Disciple Dojo made perfect sense over there. Here, it's a little trickier. I have people in America are a little less familiar with the concept of a dojo unless they watch Cobra Kai, and then they're very familiar with a non-real concept of dojos. But I see training in a martial arts in jiu-jitsu or judo, which is where I was on the trip. You go to a dojo to spar, not to fight. And that's the big thing. With Disciple Dojo, I love pushback. I love when people disagree, if it's honest disagreement. I love talking about and really sharpening each other like you do in a dojo. So when I am having a discussion, a debate or an argument or just a heated, spirited chat about something biblical or theological, it's the attitude is not, well, you're a heathen and I think you're going to hell unless you change your mind and agree with me. That'd be fighting. And there's no reason for that. What we try to do is approach it as sparring. Oh, okay. You hold this view of this passage. Tell me why. I don't think that's correct. Actually, I think this makes better sense. Have you considered that? It's just sparring, whether it's literally in a dojo or theologically in Disciple Dojo. That's something that I really enjoy. And I think it's important. I think that's how we get better. So that was the main thing. I mean, there are other parallels as well. The concept of Bushido, what drives the samurai ethic, is very much dovetails perfectly with discipleship. It's just that in ancient Japanese culture, the samurai were pledged to the wrong master. They were pledging themselves to earthly masters and giving their lives for the honor and the name and the integrity of their earthly masters, that's the twisted form of what should be the case, which is pledging your life to the honor and the name and the integrity and the authority of the one true master, which is the Messiah, Jesus. So there's a lot of overlap between, martial arts culture and Christian discipleship. So Disciple Dojo is sort of birthed out of that. Next question. I'm a Christian, a martial artist, and a person with a sociology degree. The overlap in martial arts organizations and churches, lineage wars. There can be, and that's the downside. I actually talked about this in one of the shorts that I filmed on location at the Kodokan Museum. So hop on the Dojo channel and check out. You can see the shorts. I forgot the title of it, but it had to do with lineage. People in martial arts, your lineage matters. Who you learned from matters, because there's a reputation that you're carrying on. There's a pedigree, but lineage doesn't determine how good you are. And you can have bad martial artists that come from a good lineage if they don't apply the principles that they learned, or they don't embody the ethos of who they learned from. And so I think similarly in the church, some people are so proud of their religious pedigree. And I get having honor and reverence for whatever tradition we come from, but it should always be seen as it's just the denominations are like the wineskin. They pass on, they contain and pass on the wine. The wine itself is what matters. And sometimes people can get so focused on the wineskin that they don't care that they're passing on garbage wine, or soured wine, shall we say. So yeah, there's a lot of overlap. We could do a lot of sermons. What else do we have?
Another martial arts based one there.
All right. Daniel Louis, purple belt from Canada here. How would you describe your BJJ game? Daniel, good to have you, man. For those viewers who are not martial artists, in jiu-jitsu, BJJ is for Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's different than Japanese jiu-jitsu, JJJ. A purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a very high rank, and it's roughly equivalent to a black belt in most other martial arts.
Holy
So, purple belt, no joke. Daniel was asking, how would I describe my BJJ game? Old man with a bad back is how I would describe it. If I had to be a little more eloquent, I'd say I focus on efficiency, conserving energy, athleticism, which I don't have that much of anymore, and practicality, self-defense. I'm not a competitive jiu-jitsu athlete. I don't desire to coach people to become jiu-jitsu athletes. I just want to teach my students how to not get beat up, and how to have confidence that if somebody larger does try to commit aggression against them, that they can control the person long enough to be able to get out of the situation, whatever that looks like. So yeah, I hope that helps. Hope that answers. My lineage, speaking of lineage, my instructor got his black belt from Renzo Gracie, and I got my black belt at Renzo Gracie's from my instructor and from another black belt there named Silver Fox. If you know jiu-jitsu, you probably know Fox. So I've learned from really, really good people, and I do my best to pass on what they instilled in me.